clear, please. Thank you, madam. Right. That's your lot, gun. Thanks. Someone from the yard will be over to Sun Hill a bit later. Be able to give you make, colour and year from this little lot.
At least it'll be a start. So far, all we've got is a gold car C or G reg.
Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. My name's June Ackland. I'm from Sun Hill Police Station. It looks like this was done by joyriders.
That doesn't surprise me.
Is there anything I can do to help? I mean, do you need someone to pick your other daughter up from school?
Just get the bastard who did this.
Here, Tone. The car in the hit and run this morning. Gold C reg, yeah?
What about it?
I think that's it.
Go on. You get after them. I'll see if there's anybody in there.
You're gonna need one!
We could do with a fire brigade and a tow truck as well, thanks.
I lost the other one. Did you get anyone out?
I just burnt my arm, that's all.
Oh, we ain't gonna get a commissioner's commendation for that.
What's his name?
I didn't do nothing.
What'd you run away for then?
I was just watching. I didn't nick it or anything.
Empty your pockets.
Who's your mate?
What mate?
Come on, the other guy you ran away with.
What guy?
Come here. Radio ham, are ya?
You're under arrest for suspicion of AVT. You're not obliged to say... What?
Get him in the car now.
Come on, Tone, they're just a bunch of kids.
Get him in the car!
Nice people, mate!
It's a crap car, this. You want to get a road rate till 7 like the traffic cops out. Really moved, ain't it?
How would you know?
Been in one. Not a cop car, though. Same model. Been in everything I have.
Yeah, well, you're up to your neck in something else right now, aren't you?
You can't do nothing to me.
No?
Nah. Only 14. Ain't I?
Yeah, cup of tea. Thanks. Johnny went out for a pint of milk. She'll be all right. Sorry about my husband. Don't worry about it. Look, why don't you sit down? He never wanted her to have a bike, you see. You can't keep them wrapped up in cotton wool, can you? Well, don't blame yourself. Blame those idiots in the car. Said it was bound to happen sometime. Things that have been going on our estate.
Well, apparently they've talked to about half a dozen newspapers, accusing Sun Hill of letting the Whitegate estate be turned into some sort of racetrack.
Well, sir, it is an understandable misconception, given the degree of lawlessness we seem to be tolerating on that estate. Every indicator we've had over the last month suggests the Whitegate's estate is high risk for a major social disturbance.
That is why we don't want to go off half-cocked, not for the sake of a few kids and some stolen cars.
Or for the sake of one little girl.
Look, Derek, I am a father too. I know just how Mr. and Mrs. Phillips feel. That's why I want these youths caught and off the streets just as much as the rest of you.
Could we establish a few facts? How many cars are being nicked?
20 this week, 4 up on the week before.
3 cars a day.
And how do we know that they're not just working for some car ring?
The only things that go are the radio cassettes, and not always then. They dump the wrecks on the waste ground behind the estate, and then the little brothers and sisters take over.
Yeah, like an adventure playground.
And we know who's at it?
Oh, sure. The juvenile courts have been slapping their wrists and letting them go for the past year. I got a file this thick.
The general feeling is it's getting more organised now.
They'll be laying on public entertainments next.
There's a lot of frustration on the reliefs.
Well, it's hardly surprising, is it? 30-odd young boys on one estate are making us all look like prize idiots.
Mr. Conway's been trying to get him to move on this for weeks.
You reckon we'll get some action now?
Maybe, but the Chief Super's got a real dilemma. Is the publicity worse if he does something, or worse if he carries on doing nothing?
No. Thanks. Between you and me,
The real dilemma is the overtime budget is virtually shot. Yet Mr. Brownlow wants to take some action. But an operation of this scale, he'll never do it on the relief.
Go on. Oh, I'll see when you get that all sorted out.
Right. Darren Rodney, isn't it?
You know you can't do nothing until my parents get here, don't you?
Sit down.
Well, what happened exactly?
We lifted a lad. Some of his mates turned up for a brick.
How many?
15 to 20 kids. They didn't chuck it till we were driving off. It was just some little scrope trying to get cred with his mates. Then they all joined in. What's more interesting is the lad we nicked had a radio scanner.
Yes, I've already informed the Chief Super about that. I want to talk to the lad. Come and get me when his parents are in.
Sir.
The arm's fine, thanks for asking. Well, we got the victim and probably the weapon. All we need to do is nail the suspect.
All you've got is a lad running away from the vehicle.
That's good enough for me.
Is it good enough for the magistrate, though?
What's he done now?
Are you the father of Darren Rodney?
No. Kaz, it's a copper for Darren again.
I'm not going down that station again. No way.
Quinnan, you booked your prisoner in?
Yes, Sarge.
Right, get back down the White Gate. You've got a serious incident report in the precinct.
What again?
What's the odds your little mate's friends are showing their disapproval?
Darren has been picked up on suspicion of aggravated vehicle taking.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Well, basically it covers a combination of offences. Taking a vehicle without the owner's consent, dangerous driving, as well as causing an accident or injury.
Well, he's in a lot of trouble then, isn't he?
Look, this is a serious matter. He's got a record. We can't interview him without his mother or father being present.
Well, go and find him then.
Eh?
I'm not his mother. No relation. He came with my ex from one of his previous marriages, and when he bogged off, he left me with Darren as well as the two he gave me. I've done what I could for Darren, but he's a waste of time, and I've had enough, all right?
Can I go and have a look in his room?
Nothing much to see. We have to go inside.
Maybe.
It's only that we could do with the space for my two boys. This is new.
Well, where'd he get the money?
Doesn't take much imagination. And he's only thieved my manicure set as well. I've been looking for this.
Well, perhaps if you'd have shown more of an interest, you'd have found it earlier. Look, I should imagine we're going to have to take some of this stuff away as evidence.
Take it all. You can clear his whole room out. I'm not having him back here again.
Right, has everyone got you a cup of tea? Or would you like one?
Have you got anything stronger?
Or someone's been round to your home. You don't know where your parents are then?
They're dead.
We're waiting for your probation officer so he can interview you.
Cup of tea. 3 sugars. If you're making one.
You all right, love?
No, she ain't.
OK, madam, thanks. Anyone see anything?
Nick car come round that corner about 100 miles an hour, didn't it? Nearly killed her and all her kids.
You all right?
She was standing on the edge waiting to cross, weren't you? It come up from behind. That little girl was only knocked over this morning.
How'd you know the car was stolen?
Well, nobody's going to treat their own car like that, are they?
Did you recognise any of the boys in the car?
At that speed?
Well, were they black, brown, white, what?
They was white.
What colour was the car?
Grey.
What, mate?
XR2. There.
Yeah!
Stopped. Playing games, Tony. They're playing games.
Dave, you're grey XR2. reported lost or stolen since 11:05 from Kilo Whiskey Section.
Cheers, Skip. MP from Sierra 1, urgent message.
Sierra 1 from MP, go ahead.
Pursuing Grey XR2, registration Juliet 210, Papa Tango Foxtrot. Vehicle just jumped the red light, turning right into Lensfield Road. No tow. Idiots! You got him, you've got him. Subjects turning left into Westlake Street. Suspect vehicles all over the place. We'll need a second car to block them in.
Echo Kilo from India 99er. We've got visual contact.
Seen terrorising across a kid's playing field.
Subjects have left the road, but because of danger to pedestrians, we're unable to follow.
Received, Echo Kilo.
Oh well, we got him.
Yeah. Well, look what it took just to stop one stolen vehicle.
Yeah, but what if we didn't? We'd have had another injured kid on our hands.
I've traced the fragments found at the scene of the accident to this car.
Wouldn't they have come from any BMW?
Well, we'll have to check.
OK, right.
Four scrapes to do me. With AVT, they should get 2 years each.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get the kid from the hit and run this morning.
The one you let get away?
Yeah, well, he's probably got the ground now.
He's probably not even bothered. They torched the car. He knows unless his mate grasses him up, we've got nothing to link him to the accident. Possible witness, perhaps. Depends if we can get Chummy to come across.
Look, if this kid gets away with it, they think they can get away with anything.
Don't worry. For a bit of luck, he'll kill himself the next time.
This time, I really am. These kids taking the mick.
Let it dry, Dave. Got enough paint in the arm.
Thank you, Inspector. You all right, Darren?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look, what's all this for? I didn't kill anybody or anything. I just nicked a car.
Nicking cars isn't just anything, Darren. It's a criminal offence and potentially lethal.
Not dangerous, because we're brilliant drivers.
Well, if you're that brilliant, why do you write off so many? What do you think the owners feel like when they find the car's gone?
Sick as parrots. Serves them right. Why should they have a flash car and think we can't steal it? Look, I've admitted I've done it. Get on with it, Colson. Where's the form?
Sit down.
Those youths in the car that Samp and Quinnan were following were clearly trying to provoke them.
Yeah, because they've got it into their heads that we don't follow through on anything.
Well, you should follow your own argument through. I'm not going to risk a riot arresting some teenagers who the court are going to let off with a caution anyway.
Look, we cannot be seen doing nothing while that little girl is in hospital. Apart from anything else, the press would crucify us. That lad brought in this morning had a scanner. They're monitoring police radios to avoid arrest. They're organised. Now, we think we might be able to identify a ringleader.
A ringleader? You're clutching at straws, Derek.
You admit stealing the car that you were seen running away from this morning?
I keep saying, don't I?
Were you driving it earlier on this morning?
For a bit, and I got bored and got out.
Oh, yeah, so what time was that?
Dunno.
Oh, this was before the accident or after?
What accident?
Who was driving the car then?
I dunno. What accident?
Your mate who ran off and left you. What's his name?
What do you think I am?
Oh, stop mucking me around, Darren. He's no mate of yours, is he? Left you in it this morning, didn't he?
Inspector Munro.
Yes.
Can I remind you that this boy is a minor who has already admitted the offence?
Thank you. You think police cautions are some kind of voucher system. Reckon you can collect half a dozen before anything happens to you? But this is more serious, Darren.
Look, he's already told you he knows nothing about the accident. He's admitted to the theft. All you can do is charge him with that, Inspector.
Interview suspended. Another cup of tea, Darren? Do you want to help come get him in?
Still burning?
Yeah. I'll go up to the hospital later.
Look, I was thinking of speaking to Monroe. Maybe a few of us staying on after the shift, going up the estate and setting up an elbow.
A bit of overtime, you mean?
No voluntary. Look, you don't have to if you don't want to.
This has really wound you up.
Tony, you've got a kid lying in hospital. I just feel... I don't know, it's been going on for too long. Someone's got to do something. Just an idea.
Go on then. Remember, I can only use one hand.
Cheers, mate. I'll see if I can round up a few others.
If this girl dies, Darren could be looking at manslaughter.
I can appreciate your position. I mean, my own car was stolen last week. In fact, I meant to ask you if anyone had found anything.
You'll be lucky.
Have you got a minute, sir?
Excuse me.
We've got a load of stuff from Darren's room which we think might be nicked.
Oh, I think we've got enough on Darren to be getting on with, but pass it on to CID.
What you decided to do to me? Send me to Bolster?
No, it's not down to us, but yes, the direction things are going, I'd say you're on your way.
Couldn't give a toss.
Interview recommences, those present as before. So, tell me about your mates.
What mates?
Haven't you got any mates, Darren?
Of course I have.
So, how's it going to affect them if you go down for a stretch for this?
What do you mean? I don't understand. It's not going to bother them.
They won't be bothered, will they?
It's only balls talk. So what? It's not so bad.
Is that what they told you?
Look, I said I couldn't give a toss.
Did you know the girl that was knocked over?
I said everything I wanted to say.
Katie Phillips. She lives on the estate, doesn't she?
I don't know.
But you know what she looked like?
No.
But you must have seen her when you hit her. What happened? Did you lose control of the car?
Look, I only nicked it.
Oh, I thought you wanted to take the rap for everything.
No.
Well, that's not what you've told me so far, is it?
You're never going to get this bloke. He's got it up here. He's got you sussed.
This is your mate, the driver?
The bloke's wicked. He knows everything. Right. If you had a Cosworth and he had a 205 a GTI, he'd do you no problems. Pee all over you. Serious. The geezer knows handbrake turns, the lot.
So how come he hit the girl today?
Dunno.
You realise she's on a life support machine because of you?
Look, it was probably her fault.
So this friend of yours is a good mate?
The bloke's solid. He's the only guy you can really rely on. If I was in Stuck, not even that, if I needed money or something, and I'd be there, right?
It doesn't matter that because of him a little girl was nearly killed?
Nah. That's just the way it goes.
Steve.
Yeah, you had a good chase this morning.
Yeah, but we got the wrong guy. Listen, I was thinking of having a crack at setting up an elbow after the shift's over. The idea originally was to get the lad to drive from the hit and run this morning. But, I mean, if we get anyone, it'll be a result.
Who's asking you to do this?
It's voluntary.
Start doing that, we'll never get any overtime.
Look, the girl's in hospital, yeah? I mean, she could have been killed. I mean, Brownlow may not want to do anything, but... I don't know, I mean, we're policemen, yeah? There must be something we can do, for God's sake. You can't just let them cock their legs and laugh.
What were you going to achieve?
Well, it's no use just catching them twocking, right? With an elbow, we get the evidence, yeah? It's not just a matter of pride, yeah?
Who else have you got?
It's me and Tony so far.
Tell you what you should do, maybe. Get the cab room to radio out, see who's interested.
You can't do it. That's partly the problem. They got scanners. That's how these little bastards are keeping ahead of us.
OK. Well, as long as we get the scrote.
We'll get him.
You wonder why you bother with some of these lads?
Well, you're not getting anywhere.
You look at him and you can't help thinking, he's too young to be acting this old. But then you hear what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, well, his home circumstances are pretty rough.
I'm bored to the roof with all that stuff about it being the parents' fault. It's no help to us, is it? I mean, the way he's going, this lad's probably only a couple of years off being a parent himself. Yes.
Another word, sir.
Yes, what is it?
Well, I haven't spoken to June yet, but I've spoken to a few others on the relief about staying on after 2. Perhaps going up the White Gate, seeing if we could, well, I don't know, if we could arrest this so-called ringleader.
Overtime?
No, sir, we'd volunteer.
Well, how many officers are we talking about?
6 so far.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Well, that's a magnanimous gesture. I'll have to speak to Mr. Conway.
Well, I've promised a couple of lads I'll let them know as soon as possible, sir, so they can cancel appointments and such.
OK, I'll see what I can do.
Not so sure about this, Jean. What does magnanimous mean?
I won't worry about it, Dave. You won't get called it that often.
Come in.
Andrew's come to me with a very interesting suggestion from the relief, sir.
Oh, yes?
A group of PCs have put themselves forward for unpaid overtime, sir, in an effort to see if we can catch the ringleader.
I'm not very keen on the idea. It sounds too much like a vigilante group. But the point is, sir, the PCs on the relief have had enough. Now, they're prepared to give up time to do something about it. So let's get on that estate, snatch a few bodies and see what we can turn over.
It'd do a lot for morale, sir.
There's no way we can do this with a normal relief, say with the assistance of CID.
No, sir, we wouldn't have enough cover even for the domestics and drunks.
All right. Let's go ahead tonight. But if we're going to do this thing, let's do it properly. Damn the overtime costs.
Nice one, Andrew.
It's more Dave Quinnan, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
See you later.
Can I have a word?
What is it?
I've been looking through some of the stuff that June gave me, the stolen items collected from Barrett's home. Now, unless this has been done with special effects, it's got to be pretty good evidence of something.
Who is that lad?
He's in it all the way through. Hold on. You can see him more clearly here.
I want Donna Harris to look at this.
Right, sir.
Well, the oboe is on, and you'll be glad to know you're going to get paid overtime.
Yes!
Hang on, listen. There might be a change of plan. I want you all upstairs to CID. Don't bother getting changed. Come on. Mrs. Brown.
Right.
Come on, come on.
Does anyone recognise him?
Like the geezer from Donna.
That's the lad, isn't it? That's the driver.
Oh, well done. Now, what's his name?
Well, he looks a bit like Dave Wright's boy.
Yeah?
No, it isn't, but...
We need his name.
Picture quality could be better. What do you want, Nikon digital stereo? You know, if he had long hair, I'd say that was Gary Parks. Is it?
Yeah? Yeah, you could be right.
Oh, Gary Parks. Let's have a photograph and an address.
Spring 1 to autumn 2. I'm in position.
Get ready. Go. What's going on?
I'm arresting you for aggravated vehicle taking. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. Seen any good videos lately?
At least we'll have something good to tell the injured girl's parents.
Date of birth?
25th of the 12th, 73.
Place of birth?
Bethlehem.
Empty your pockets.
You're gonna need to be the Messiah to get out of this, son.